All right, let's get started. Today I'm waiting for Mikey at my house. He said that he just had something interesting to show me.
JJ, hi. Q, I finally made it. I was in a hurry to show you what kind of book I got. You'll be really surprised.
What kind of book is this, Mikey? What did you bring me?
In short, it's a book with different armor recipes. It says that we can craft any armor from any blocks.
Wow, craft any armor from any blocks? That sounds really interesting. I'll really have to try it today.
We don't need much for this. We just need to find the right materials and, of course, a workbench. Everything else is not that difficult, and I think we can test it all out.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I do have the necessary resources. They are all in the garage, and we can take it all. But we have another problem. I have absolutely no workbench or wood to make myself a workbench, so we are in a difficult situation.
JJ and Mikey, get away from my tree immediately. I heard your terrible plan. You want to cut down my favorite tree and make a workbench out of it. I completely forbid you from doing that. Don't come anywhere near it. I've taken care of it for so many years, and I won't let it be taken away so easily.
But we really need the tree because we found cool armor recipes and we need to make our own workbench. That's why we decided to cut it down.
I won't let you do this. If necessary, I will put up a fence and you will never be able to go near it again. So don't even think that I will allow anything.
Yeah, but we didn't want your tree specifically. But if you refuse us with this, then nothing can be done. We'll still go look for another tree because we need a workbench.
I think there won't be any problems and we'll be able to finish the job. Even if the villager blocked it, we'll be able to find a second tree and make a workbench from it.
That's why, since you've understood everything, leave immediately. I'm not going to keep you and tolerate you near my tree. I'll complain that you decided to cut down my tree like real bandits.
Okay, in that case, we'll just go look for another tree. Mikey, let's go as quickly as possible and not anger this villager. We definitely don't need problems in the village right now.
Just let's collect the tree as quickly as possible and start crafting the armor we need. Because I want to try to do a lot of things with it.
That's for sure. There are some really fun recipes there, and we'll definitely have to use it in our everyday life because it's really cool.
I hope it won't be too dangerous and we won't cause much harm to the village. But if something goes wrong, I won't hold back and we'll still have fun.
I completely agree with you. We want to show our friends all the armor we have. That's why we definitely won't hold back and we'll even fight each other. Great, Mikey, we finally made our own workbench. Now we can run to the garage and take all the necessary blocks. Our task now is to try to make armor using these recipes. If it really works, then we can test many options with blocks.
I definitely agree with that. We should try some recipes faster so we can have fun. There really are a lot of them, and everyone will find something for themselves.
Don't worry, I really have a lot of different blocks. That's why we can collect them and use them as material for armor.
I mostly wanted to make some fun armor. But listen, do you have any ideas on what blocks to start with?
It's really easy, Mikey. Let's try fire and ice. Give me some ice and lava blocks. Let's see how strong they are.
Oh, that sounds really cool. Let's make some armor as quickly as possible and test it. As the book said, each armor has its own special abilities.
I think ice will actually freeze water and make all your attacks slow. When lava is on, the armor will set fire to those who hit and leave behind fire.
Especially with cool armor, we will have cool swords. That's why we will be able to fight you and have fun. I think it will really be fun for us. The sooner we can test the first armor in action, the sooner we can test all the other armor. For me, this is really much more important.
I completely agree. I want everything at once. But we need to gradually learn all this and really try to make cool and unique armor.
Okay, then give me the ice armor. Leave the lava armor for yourself. I think we can fight each other a little.
Mikey, I really managed to create armor. They didn't lie in this book, and we can make it out of anything.
This is a really big victory. Only now we need to put it on ourselves and test our capabilities. Let's evaluate.
We can actually use magic for the most part. This is definitely unique, and I hope we can do well.
JJ, I slide when I run in this ice armor, so I'll be a little slower than you. But anyway, it's really fun.
We need to test all our strengths and weaknesses. I think this isn't the strongest and toughest armor, because there's also obsidian and bedrock armor.
But we can use our power in this armor, and of course I'm talking about fire and ice. This is a really serious weapon, and few can stop us.
I think we could fight against bandits and defeat them even with this armor. That's why we need to do all this as quickly as possible and make more sets.
Once we try all this out, we can even start crafting this armor to order. I think the villagers will definitely not mind this and will want to buy one for themselves. But JJ, the most important thing is to remember that now we need to practice. Fight a little and try out all our strengths and weaknesses.
That's for sure. If we know the weak points of this armor, then we can improve it or make it so that we are not attacked so much. It can be useful.
That's definitely useful, but I'm sure our armor is not the strongest. But when I hit you or deal damage, then I get burned.
I'm sure your ability to freeze the water around you is also really useful and interesting, but the most important thing is that we can do it constantly and without any problems.
That's for sure. The stronger our strength, the better everything can go, and we can see it through to the end. I hope we can handle all of this.
But even any sword strike will be really painful. That's why this armor is not more for those who attack, but more for mages and stuff. That's why I think we need to go back to the garage with Mikey now and get materials for other armor. After all, we really have a lot of options.
I think we've tested this armor enough. We'll definitely keep it and use it. Or we'll even sell it to the villagers. I'll agree with any decision.
So then we need to go home as quickly as possible. My goal is to get new blocks and try to craft something else.
Oh, we also have a bow of luck, which will throw a random effect with each shot.
Yes, any shot may not be particularly dangerous, but there are some that blow up everything around. That's why we need to be much more careful with this. So far, I like everything and I want to explore different types of armor. It seems to me that I will need to test them all and all their magical effects.
I totally agree with you, JJ. But even though there's a lot of text, we can still create many variations of this armor and try living with them in the village.
Mikey, have you already come up with your second suit? What material and block will you make it out of? I'd be really interested to know about it.
I'm interested in crafting my own armor from enchantment tables. There's obsidian and diamonds there, so the armor will be strong.
This is a really good choice. Most likely the armor will also give experience, but I in turn will just craft TNT armor.
I also wanted something like this, but I realized that it could be very trivial. And in any case, we should try literally everything. Maybe I would still have time to take this armor for myself.
As I understand it, this armor will give me the ability to blow things up. Maybe it will even be cool. I always dreamed of such cool armor.
Yes, it's all really interesting. I really like trying to make such interesting armor and look at their different effects. Only, of course, I expected much more from my armor. But yes, here experience goes passively, and I can enchant things directly on myself. It's convenient.
Well, as I said, my strongest feature is explosion. I can become a real walking TNT and blow everything up here. It will be really fun.
Only, of course, I expected much more from my armor. But yes, here experience goes passively, and I can enchant things directly on myself. It's convenient.
In any case, all this armor can be used. I think that TNT armor would suit miners if you use it carefully.
Oh, I was able to summon a lot of monsters with my arrow of luck. We definitely need to fight them off and not let them attack us further. That's the most important thing.
Mikey managed to turn on the monster mode with the bow again. Now it will be harder for us to fight them off. We need to turn it off immediately and not deal with monsters.
Are you afraid of these monsters, JJ? I didn't even think that it could scare you. But in any case, I like everything we do. This armor is just perfect.
So let's run back to the garage and try to get some more blocks. I'm interested in creating some more armor options and trying them out.
Let's go as quickly as possible, because we don't have much time for all this.
Okay, now I need to continue crafting armor. I want to craft slime armor. They say you can jump high in it and not be afraid of damage.
Wow, this is a really cool ability. I'll be making armor out of glass. I'll literally become invisible, and it's really interesting.
Seriously? Is that how it works? If it's really true, I'll have to try putting it on myself too. But I want to jump from a height a little now.
Yes, there really are a lot of different variations of armor, and I'm really curious what else there are, because we definitely won't be able to check everything at once.
Of course we won't have time, because there really is a lot of stuff there, and I hope that there will be another time when we can use it all. But in any case, our task now is to try as much as possible. My slime armor really looks interesting, and I want to jump from the highest point. Although even without high places, I can do a bunny hop. It's a really cool feeling, and it's one of my favorite armors. I want to use only this.
I still want to see how you will jump from the highest point. It should definitely look interesting, and then I will even be able to feel this jump.
But your invisibility really works. If you were hiding somewhere in the shadows, then I would definitely not be able to notice you. This is real camouflage. Okay, then right now, I will climb higher and jump. In any case, I should not take damage and jump off the ground a little higher, so it will be really funny because the armor will be for fun.
Yoo-hoo, JJ, you really managed to do it. The jump was a little higher, but still good. I liked everything, and now we need to move on. We should go back to the garage again and take the necessary blocks to make ourselves another armor for sure. Because there are many options, but I want to try them all.
I just want to fight you for a bit. Test my strength. Bow of Fortune and Sword of Fortune. These are really interesting weapons that you need to try.
JJ, I'm going to throw something cool at you. Boom! It's a potion arrow. They crashed and really hurt you. But we need to keep working on armor, not just fight.
You're right, Mikey. I want to check out what other cool variations there are. As I understand it, Bedrock armor literally gives immortality because nothing can penetrate it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I have another idea for my armor. That's why I'm going to the garage now and grab all these blocks as fast as I can.
I'm sure there's nothing scary about Bedrock armor. Even though it's the strongest armor, we have to have it. We have to be able to fight monsters, and this is the best option.
My next armor will be made of sponge. I'll be able to absorb water. I was just wondering how much I could do that.
That's a really interesting option, Mikey, because I had those blocks too, and I was thinking about that armor. But now I just want to make the best one. I will now craft myself a completely Bedrock armor. It should protect me from different monsters.
Well, you really decided to take the easiest way. Then there's no point in fighting bandits or monsters, because you can always defeat them.
That's why the faster we do all this, the better. I want to see it through to the very end and resolve everything. The most important thing is to win here and now and finish with all this.
I hope that we have enough opportunity and time to do all this. I just want to maintain my strength, and of course make interesting armor. Although my sponge armor can't absorb much water.
The Bedrock armor gives me 3 health bars at once. It will definitely be impossible to defeat me or even hit me. This is the most cheating armor. It is better not to use it like that.
I was a little disappointed in my sponge armor. I thought I could absorb a lot of water just to carry it somewhere. But apparently this armor was created only to absorb the water around it so that the air could be refreshed. That's the only way I see it.
Friends, we really found and made a lot of interesting armor. That's why we are really interested in exploring all this.
Yes, I completely agree with this. We should continue to study all this armor so that we can go and sell it in the village. I think that many of the villagers will want some sets. The most important thing is not to give them super strong armor in the form of bedrock. That would be a terrible decision.
Yes, we do not need a village where we will be of no use. We just want to make them a little stronger and with armor for different tasks. I really like the idea that Mikey showed us. That's why I want to test more and more recipes and make cool ones.
Wait, what if I make myself armor from workbenches? What if I can suddenly discover some incredible craft?
Most likely you just won't need a workbench because you will already have it on you.
I'll still try to craft armor from workbenches. I'm curious about how it works and what we can do with it. If it's useful, then we can take such armor with us into the mine. It can often help us.
With that kind of success, we can also make armor from furnaces right away to immediately smelt or fry something, only it can be very hot for the one wearing it.
These are really good ideas. I think it will be very popular among the villagers, and I think we can quickly figure everything out and launch an armor store.
I made myself armor from an ender chest. This means that I can open my personal storage and take important things from there. It really sounds very cool to save your things.
I want to put on armor from obsidian and test its durability. Suddenly it is the same as bedrock, and this will be another discovery of ours?
Anyway, we tried a lot of different costumes and I can confidently say that it was really fun. We are coming up with new ones and will soon sell all of them.
For the most part, this is truly unique armor with its own features. Although we have not tested everything, but in any case, this is already a great result. The most important thing is to remember all the recipes and make them, because you need to remember all the effects that can help us do all our chores around the village.
The more of this there is, the better, because the villagers will only be grateful to us if we give them new power. They want to be protected and have the ability to do something safely.
Now, we need to think of something else to do, because the end is coming soon, and we really need to somehow seriously test at least one of our suits. What are we going to do, and how will we do it?
I think I will still want to decide and test the slime armor again. I really enjoyed jumping and flying. That's why slime armor will really be number 1.
Oh, I want to try jumping in it too. It's a really interesting experience. But I think you and I will have to have a race afterwards. I think you can really speed up in it.
If that's really true, then you should definitely try it. I just don't know, and I believe that all this is true. In any case, I wouldn't mind doing it and jumping somewhere to another village.
Okay, JJ, then we'll need to build a huge tower so that you can jump from there and check again. I want to record how high you can fly.
Okay, let's do it and I'll jump. It's really high here, so I think the test should go without a problem and I'll show a really good result. Mikey, I'm jumping. Look at me. Now I'm going higher and higher. These jumps are really incredible and there's no damage. The test has been passed.
Yoo-hoo! This really shows that our crafts have proven themselves well, and now all of this can be used in our daily lives. I will write down all of our recipes.
We really have a lot of research and different armor ahead of us, but I think that will be next time. Now we are very tired and want to rest a little. That's why, friends, we will say goodbye to you. See you very soon, and bye, everyone.